Here's a shocking fact. Some of the deepest wounds we carry are the ones nobody can see. Have you ever felt threatened, degraded, or manipulated by someone's words alone? You're not alone, and that's exactly what we're talking about today. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into psychological harassment, also known as emotional or mental bullying. This isn't just about name-calling or schoolyard taunts. It's a covert and sometimes relentless form of abuse that can happen anytime, anywhere, and to anyone. Think of it as an invisible attack on someone's mind and emotions. Before we jump in, remember to hit that subscribe button and like this video if you find it helpful. Share it with someone who may need this information, and drop a comment about your own experiences or thoughts. First, let's define psychological harassment in simple terms. It's any unwanted hostile behavior, from verbal threats and intimidating actions to aggressive gestures, aimed at undermining someone's self-esteem or sense of safety. In some cases, it can even include sexual harassment. Ever been in a conversation where someone uses subtle jabs to make you question your worth? That's a form of emotional bullying, and it can escalate fast. Imagine a high school student named Jess. She's excited to attend a new school, until she becomes the target of relentless teasing and ridicule. A group of classmates decides her differences, her music taste, her hairstyle, her background, are enough reason to harass her. Every day, she's taunted in the cafeteria, cornered in the hallways, and excluded from events. It starts with words and looks, then escalates to group bullying. Eventually, Jess begins to dread each morning and feels trapped. This scenario, heartbreakingly, is more common than you might think. According to some mental health advocates, bullying like this can lead to serious depression and anxiety, and, in extreme cases, suicidal thoughts. But it's not just children who face psychological harassment. Adults deal with it too, especially in the workplace. Picture an office where a senior coworker publicly criticizes a junior employee every day, sets impossible deadlines, or spreads vicious rumors to damage their reputation. The stress can pile on until the victim begins to lose confidence, sleep poorly, and even dread going to work. In many regions, there are laws against workplace harassment, leading victims to file complaints or even lawsuits. Did you know that in certain countries, workplace bullying is the leading cause of burnout and high employee turnover? Shocking, right? Sadly, psychological harassment can also occur at home or in personal relationships, between partners, within families, or among friends. It might look like constant criticism, threatening behavior, or demeaning statements. Over time, this can chip away at someone's self-worth and leave them in a cycle of fear. Parents who constantly belittle a child's efforts, siblings who torment each other beyond typical rivalry, or romantic partners who use emotional manipulation. These are all forms of mental abuse. Think about this. If someone close to you always finds a way to make you feel guilty, incompetent, or fearful, that's a major red flag. Here's the scary part. Even after the harassing behavior stops, the emotional scars often linger. Victims might struggle with depression, anxiety, PTSD, or trust issues for years. The mental stress and trauma can be overwhelming. That's why it's so important to recognize the signs early and take steps to address the situation before it escalates further. Have you ever wondered why some people develop anxiety or panic attacks for what seems like no obvious reason? Sometimes, these are tied to hidden emotional wounds from psychological harassment. So, what can we do about it? Some regions have human rights legislation specifically designed to combat or address psychological harassment. Filing reports with school authorities or HR departments can sometimes curb the behavior, but we can also take personal steps. Document everything. Keep a record of all incidents, dates, and possible witnesses. Seek support. Talk to friends, family, or a counselor who can provide emotional backing. Set boundaries. If possible, confront the harasser calmly but firmly, or limit your contact. Report or escalate. When it's happening at work or school, report to HR or administrators. Professional help. Never underestimate the power of therapy or counseling to heal from trauma. I remember a friend who felt completely isolated at work because his boss made sarcastic remarks about his performance every day. He kept quiet initially, but after documenting each incident and speaking with HR, the behavior was finally addressed. It took courage, but it also showed that immediate action can make a difference. Now, let's hear from you. Have you or someone you know experienced psychological harassment? How did you handle it? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos that shed light on important topics just like this. Your story could help someone else feel less alone. Psychological harassment can be hard to detect, but the damage it causes is real. By recognizing the signs and taking action, we can protect ourselves and others. Let's stand together against emotional bullying, because everyone deserves to feel safe, respected, and heard.